चरण रेणु भजनानुकूल शुद्ध भक्ता चरण रेणु भजनानुकूल भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेमलती करमूला भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेमलती करमूला माधवतिथि भक्ति जनाने जेठाने पालन कोरी कृष्ण बसाती बोली परमाधरे बोली गौरामर जे सब स्थाने कोरलो ब्रह्मण रंगे से सब स्थान हेरिबो आमी प्रणयी भक्त संगे मृदंग वाद्य शुनिते मन अवसरा सदा जाते गौरविहिता कीर्तन शूनि आनंद हृदय नाथे युगल मूर्ति देखिया मोरा परमानंद होया प्रसाद सेवा कोरिते होया सकल प्रपंच जाय जे दिन गृहे भजना देखी गृहे ते गोलोक भाया चरण सीधु देखिया गंगा सुख सीमा पाया तुलसी देखी जुराया प्राण माधव तोषणी जानी गौर प्रिया शाक सेवने जीवन सार्थक मानी भक्ति विनोद कृष्ण भजने अनुकूल पाय जाहा प्रति दिवसे परम सुखे स्वीकार करो शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजनानुकूल भक्त सेवा परमा सिद्धि प्रेमलती करमूला भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेमलती करमूला हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजनानुकूल भक्त सेवा परमा सिद्धि प्रेमलती करमूला भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेमलती करमूला। हरि राम प्रभु की जय। हरे कृष्ण माता जी, over to you. Dandavat pranams.
Hari Bol.
Welcome, our great Sitarani Mataji. By loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Purna Mataji, you
Wonderful.
put the reminder in the Zoom group. Very few participants are there. Purna
Done,
Mataji.
Mataji. Already done, Mataji.
Okay, you can just say the speaker has joined, class began, something like that.
Sure, yeah, I'll put Mataji now.
Because generally 32 like that will be there now. That's why. Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes,
Over to you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
After the time changes, it is becoming less, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Let us start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for today's session of Nectar of Devotion. So we are on the 12th chapter and I'll share the screen to begin. Yes. Please raise your hands to sing the shloka in the proper tune and please read the translation also. Anybody wants to do that? Yes, Prasanti Mataji, you can do it.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Sangat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Nana Shastra Vicharanayika Nipuno Saddharma Sanstapako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Manyo Saranyakaro Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Anande Namattaliko Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Jiva Gopalako.
Hare
I
Hare, very
offer
nice.
my Thank you, Mataji. I offer my respectable obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
It is all mercy of Vedavati Mataji. She sang that song and I liked it so much, Mataji. So I learned it all
Yes.
because of her mercy.
So Yeah, and every NOD session we are singing it again. So in this way, no, see such a initially when I saw this Shad Goswami Astaka, I felt it very difficult to sing, right? So now because we are so much used to singing it, maybe you all can try singing the entire Ashtaka. So you can just search on the internet for Shad Goswami Astaka, and all the 8 stanzas you can sing in the similar fashion and read and get the translation of that also. Yeah, so it's very, very sweet, melodious song to glorify all the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Yes. So let us
Thank you,
go
Mataji.
ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. Just a minute. It's not going ahead. Yes. So we are on the 12th chapter. The name of this chapter is Further Aspects of Transcendental Service. So we are looking at all the 64 items of devotional service as taught by Srila Rupa Goswami. So let us see what we are going to study in this chapter. We have already covered a few topics. Today's session will cover limb 57 to 61. There are 64 limbs of devotional service, 64 principles. Out of that, which 5 principles we are going to cover today. The 5 principles are 57 to 61. They are as follows. Serving the Lord according to one's position. We are going to see this in detail. Performing devotional service in Kartik month. Observing festivals, celebrating the Lord's activities. Serving the deity with great devotion and recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam among the devotees. All are very important. In fact, all the 64 items of devotional service are very, very important from the point of view of a devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. Okay, so let us go ahead. Let us see what we are going to see today. First principle, that is principle number 57. Serving the Lord according to one's position. So, according to the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, atha yatha vaibhava mahotsavo yatha padme. In the Padma Purana, it is mentioned. Yatha vaibhava mahotsava. So, when you are celebrating, when we are serving the Lord, it is always a mahotsava. Whenever we do something for the Lord, it should be done not as just a routine ritual, but as a festival, as a mahotsava. Yeah, so when that feeling is there from our heart that I'm doing this for the pleasure of the Lord, and when I do this, the Lord will be very, very happy. He will be very pleased with me. That time you will perform that activity more enthusiastically. Okay, so we should perform any activity what we are doing as a mahotsava. So you have to serve the Lord like a mahotsava. Then there comes the point, the principle itself says it according to one's position. That means how much I can, how grand I can celebrate. Yeah, not everybody's capacity is the same, right? Some people will have a lesser capacity. Some devotees will have a more capacity. So accordingly, but it is said, Rupa Goswami says, don't worry. You can celebrate every day. You can celebrate all the services what you are doing according to your own position. How much is your position? That way you can celebrate that particular any devotional service which you are doing. Okay, let us read. Yes, who wants to read this? Krishnamurti Prabhuji, you can read the shloka. This is from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes,
I am
Prabhuji,
not
Dandavat.
well versed in this sloka reciting. I try my best, Mataji.
Okay.
Can I read?
Prabhuji, you can read the next one, Prabhuji. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji, please go.
Ata yata vaibhava mahotsava yatha padme yah karote mahipala harirgehe mahotsavam tasyapi bhavati nityam hariloke mahotsava. Hare Krishna Mataji.
You read it very nicely, Prabhuji. You know
Thank you,
everything.
Mataji. Your
Please
grace, your
read the
grace.
translation according to Srila Prabhupada, what he
Srila
has given in our
Prabhupada
database. Yes.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the Padma Purana, there is a statement that one should perform the ceremonies for the Lord according to one's financial position. Everyone should observe the different ceremonies and celebrations of the Lord by all means. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. So when
Dandavat
is the
Pranam.
ceremony? Which ceremony are they talking about? Are they just talking about Janmashtami? Or just whatever Jagannath Rath Yatra is there? Or Gaur Purnima is there? Is only that to be celebrated as a Mahotsava? So no. Actually, every day, all 365 days of the year can be observed as a Mahotsava. Every day, whichever day the Lord has given us, yeah, we should be very thankful for giving us that day, for showing us that day, and we should celebrate. We should worship the Lord in a grand manner according to our position, naturally. So how is that? So in the Padma Puran, it is said that performing ceremonies. Now, actually, this statement comes for the ceremonies, but our point is to serve the Lord. Okay, so serving the Lord on a ceremonial day or on a normal day, every time it has to be done in a grand fashion. Okay, so it says that one should perform the ceremonies of the Lord according to one's financial position. So if I am having an average financial situation, I can perform according to my particular position. That is what they have said. But that should not be that I can perform it in a grand fashion, but oh, every day who will do it? Let me just serve in a very smaller way, right? There are kripana. That kripana bhav should not be there in our mind. We should very open-mindedly, open-handedly, we should celebrate all the functions of the Lord. Okay, so for related to this, in the Jaiva Dharma by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, where he writes, where he gives the conversation between Raghunath Das Babaji, where some questions are asked and Raghunath Das Babaji answers those questions. In that, Vijaya is asking, how does one perform ceremonies in glorification of the Lord according to one's financial position? Because not everybody's financial position is the same. So how can we celebrate it? Which is the 57th limb. So he says in the 57th limb of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is mentioned that you should perform the ceremonies according to your financial position. So how one should perform that? So Raghunath Das Babaji gives a very simple answer for that. He says, purchase ingredients for offering to the Lord according to one's means. Okay, according to your capacity, purchase the ingredients. If you can make chappan bhoga, purchase ingredients for chappan bhoga. If you can make only 11 bhogas, purchase ingredients for 11 bhogas. If you can make only one bhoga, purchase ingredients for only one bhoga. But whatever you're doing, that should be with your full mind, right? After worshipping the Lord and offering him all the delicacies, whatever you have prepared, whatever offerings you want to do, after you are offered it to the Lord, his pure devotees, the saintly Vaishnavas, must be served prasadam to their full satisfaction. So that means you invite the Vaishnavas to your home. Suppose we are going to celebrate Janmashtami at our home. Yeah, I can make only 5 bhogas. It's okay. Nobody is going to come and ask, oh, where are the chappan bhoga? No. But what is essential is that you are serving the Lord with love. You are inviting some devotees of the Lord who are pure devotees, who are genuine devotees of the Lord. It is in some place, it is also mentioned that you should not associate or you should not associate with the non-devotees while performing these celebrations, while performing these ceremonies. The only reason is because they are going to judge you. So, yeah, some people who know that, oh, generally on Janmashtami there are 56 bhogas, chappan bhogas, and they come, you invite them and they'll say, oh, what a poor man you are. You couldn't even make 56 bhogas. Oh, ye to aapka, they can say that that is a rule. You should make chappan bhoga. And where are the chappan bhogas? Why you have not made it? So they may demoralize you. So it is some place it is said that you should avoid to associate with the non-devotees on such occasions. Okay, so what Raghunath Das Babaji is telling is that invite the pure devotees of the Lord. Now, how many devotees to invite? Is there any count of that? You should invite 11 devotees, you should invite 5 devotees, 7 devotees, according to your financial capacity. If you can invite just one devotee of the Lord, please invite just one devotee. Serve him very nicely. He should be satisfied with what you are serving. And a pure devotee will never judge you of what preparations you have made. Just like that, because he is the representative of the Lord. So whatever bhoga you have made, whatever offerings you have made, whatever prasadam you are going to serve that person, he is going to be satisfied with that. So he says that that person must be served prasadam to his full satisfaction. This is known as Mahotsava. Nothing must, even if a very poor, very, very, very financially poor person is there, what he can do? He can just offer simple water and milk and call a Vaishnava and offer him that. Right? that is also a grand celebration for him. That is also a grand celebration for the devotees of the Lord. So that much is sufficient. That is also more than sufficient, because in your mind, you are serving the devotee, you are serving the Lord with full affection, with full faith, with full desire to serve the Lord. We know that the story of that Brahmana from Vrindavan, right? Everybody knows, so many times it has been repeated, that he is very poor, he doesn't have anything to offer to the Lord, but he desires to offer kheer, sweet rice. So what does he do? He's bringing one pot. He brings one pot. He adds rice. He adds milk. He adds sugar. He's boiling the milk, boiling the kheer. That preparation is getting made. Then he feels that now the kheer is ready. So I should check. And before serving the Lord, I should check that it is not very hot. So he just puts his finger into the kheer to check. This is all imaginary. There is no kheer in front of him. But he's so much engrossed in making that kheer for the Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord, that once he puts that finger into that kheer, actually his finger gets burnt, whereas there is no kheer around. This is the bhava. This is the way one has to serve the Lord. So what has happened? He is so poor, he cannot make it, but the Lord already, he has accepted the offering made by that poor Brahman. So according to our financial condition, everybody, but we should celebrate it with whatever means we can. We should celebrate the various functions of the Lord. Yeah.
Mataji, can we invite new devotees to uplift them?
Yes. See, this is told, actually, what Prabhupada says is that even you should invite non-devotees and serve them prasad. Why? Because that will give them agyata sukruti. That will give them that power of prasadam is so much that particular person will also get agyata sukruti, and somewhere in his later part of life he will come into the devotion. That is why we do food for life. That is why we distribute so much prasadam in the temples, and even at home we serve non-devotees also. So new devotees are also welcome. Actually, non-devotees are also welcome, but then we should be very determined. That if somebody makes a comment, we are not affected by that, because he is not having the complete knowledge. He may speak something, but we should not take it as an offense, right? So if we are mentally prepared with this feeling that, okay, I'm going to convert, my intention is to feed prasad, whether he's a new devotee or even a non-devotee, even a chandala, even animals, even we serve it to the birds and animals, whatever prasad is there. So that is very good to be done. So even if you're calling new devotees, it is very good. But you should also try to serve the pure devotees, because they will give you the mercy. The Krishna's mercy will flow through the pure devotees.
Thank you, Mataji.
So let us see principle 58, performing devotional service in Kartik month. Yes, who wants to read this?
Can I read?
Yes, Prabhuji, please read.
Okay, 58, principle 58, performing devotional service in Kartik month. Artho urjadaro yatha padme yatha damodaro bhakta vatsalo vidito janaihi tasyayam tadrisho masaha swalpam api uru karakaha.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I will just tell you what to read also later. So, atha urja daro. Urja daro means it gives you urja, energy. When you serve Kartik month, that energy flows. Let us see in detail what does this energy mean also. So, urja daro means what? Urja means what? Energy of the Lord. The one who gives that, daro means it will increase. Or you give adara. Adara means what? Respect. So, you give respect to the energy of the Lord. Who is the energy of the Lord? Who is the spiritual energy of the Lord? Who is the spiritual energy?
Radharani.
Srimati Radharani is the energy of the spiritual internal potency. She is the power of Sri Krishna. She is the energy of Lord Sri Krishna. So you are giving adara. Adara means what? Respect. So when you give respect to Radharani, what happens? More mercy will flow. So in this month of Kartik, it is meant as Urja Daro. Means that you are giving Adara to the Urja of the Lord. That is Radharani. So that means that is the main intention of serving the Lord in Kartik month. That means we want to get Radharani more pleased, and the more Radharani gets pleased, the more Krishna also gets pleased. So in that sense, this Urja Daro word has come. And this Uru Karakaha, this also has a very great significance. What does it mean? Yatha Damodaro Bhaktavatsalo Vidito Janai. Bhaktavatsala, Krishna is Bhaktavatsal. In this Damodar month, the way you serve Damodara, the way the level to which you serve Damodara, the reciprocation happens. And you give Urja Karaka. What is the meaning of this word Urja Karaka? Let us see. Let us first read from the Vedas, then we'll go to what Jiva Goswami wants to say about this. Prabhuji,
Okay,
please read this from the Vedas.
Yes, yes. One of the most important of these ceremonial functions is called Urja Vrat. Urja Vrat is observed in the month of Kartik, October, November, especially in Vrindavan. There is a specific program for temple worship of the Lord in his Damodar form. Damodar refers to Krishna's being bound with rope by his mother, Yashoda. It is said that just as Lord Damodar is very dear to his devotees, so the month known as Damodar or Kartik is also very dear to them. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So Urja Vrata. So this Vrata is called as Urja Vrata. The energy. What is meaning of this? Meaning of this that very little, even if you perform some devotional service in the month of Kartik, that energy is going to get double. That means Radharani is going to be more happy, 1,000 times happy. That means whatever swalpam apyasya dharmas, little you do, whatever little you do in this Kartik month, you get the 1,000 times effect of that particular seva which you are doing. So even if you do one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra in Kartik, you will get 1,000 times benefit of one round. That means you will get the benefit of 1,000 rounds. If you do 16 rounds, you will get the benefit of 16,000 rounds. If you are doing little bhajan for 5 minutes, you will get 5,000 times the benefit of doing bhajan. If you do little Vaishnava aparad, you will get 1,000 times punishment for the little Vaishnava aparad. So what is this? Yeah. So whatever little we are making, it is multiplied by 1,000. So if you do good, if you do seva, that will be multiplied by 1,000. If you do some offense, that will also be multiplied by 1,000. Therefore, specifically because Kartik month is very dear to the Lord, so if you do some wrong deeds in this month, the Lord gets 1,000 times angry on you. That means that you will get 1,000 times more what you can say, negative effect of the month. So we have to be very careful in the month of Kartik that we are not performing any wrong activities, even in the mind. Not kaya, vacha, mana. You serve Krishna by kaya, vacha, man, by your body, your words, even by your mind. So the way you serve the Lord, you can also make offense with your kaya, with your hands, with your body. You can make offense with your words, abusing words. You can make offense in your mind. So you have to be very careful in the month of Kartik that the way we serve by kaya, vacha, manaha, the same way we should avoid offenses by our kaya, vacha, manaha. That is the meaning of Uru Karakaha or Uru Vrata. So Uru Vrata means we are, the Uru is the short form of Urja, that is Radharani. And we are taking the Vrata in the Kartik month to serve Radharani and Sri Krishna to please them 1,000 times more than the other months of the year. Okay. So Jiva Goswami, Jiva Goswami writes about this. Somebody wants to read. Mataji, I'll ask you to read a shloka, Mataji, Midavini Mataji. So somebody else can read this translation. Please raise your hands.
Shall I, Mataji?
Yes, please read, Mataji.
Srila Jiva Goswami, the month is affectionate, but as Lord Damodara is affectionate, thus a little service to Damodara becomes multiplied if performed during that month. Uru Karaka, when a magnanimous magnanimous person takes compassion upon who has a heavy debt. He considers a small payment to be substantial and thus liberates the debtor from his liability. Similarly, the month of Damodara considers a very small practice of bhajan performed with respectful attitude to be very great and bestows the invaluable wealth of bhakti towards Bhagwan Sri Damodara. It takes what is meager and what is magnanimous. Hare Krishna Mataji.
It takes what is meager and makes it magnanimous. Okay. So just as a magnanimous person, if you have taken some loan from the landlord or somebody, a very rich person, but that rich person from whom you have taken loan, he is a very magnanimous person, he is very compassionate. So what he will do, and if he sees that you are not able to pay back that loan, that debt is there, so you are not able to pay it back. What is that? And he is a very compassionate person. He has a very soft heart. He has a very big heart. What he will do? He will say, okay, if you cannot pay full 100%, pay me just 1% of the loan, and I will relieve you from the entire loan. So till you pay, and he relieves you from the entire loan or entire debt. So similarly, Krishna, what he does? Okay, you don't do anything in the entire year. This month, you do some little service, and I will give you the benefit of 1,000 times of that benefit, that service. Therefore, what is meager is made magnanimous in the month of Damodara. That is why that is to be performed very promptly and with full this thing. Okay. Who wants to read next? Shobha Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat
This is
Pranam
what
Mataji.
Srila Prabhupada has written in the Vedas. Yes, Mataji.
The execution of devotional service during the Ujja Vratha in the month of Kartika is especially recommended to be performed at Mathura. This system is still followed by many devotees. They go to Mathura or Vrindavana and stay there during the month of Kartika, especially to perform devotional service during this period. In the Padma Purana, it is said, the Lord may offer decoration or material happiness to a devotee. But after some devotional service has been executed, particularly in Mathura during the month of Kartika, the devotees want only to attain pure devotional service unto the Lord. Haribol. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So it is expected, Prabhupada says, in the month of Kartika, you should go to the places, pilgrimage, to the places such as Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwarka, Mayapur, wherever there are pastimes of the Lord happening. So wherever the Lord has resided, wherever the Lord has done some pastimes, in those places you should go, stay there and do some devotional activities. So that way, it is recommended that you go to some holy places in the month of Kartika to get the utmost benefit. Okay, but there is a practical aspect with that. The practical aspect is that every time it may not be possible for a person to go to the holy place. Just like this year itself, I couldn't go because my child was in 12th and I couldn't leave him alone at home, and I couldn't go to the Kartiki Yatra, which was happening in Jagannath Puri. So I couldn't go to any dhama, any place of Krishna. So what is to be done in that case? So it is a concession. It is not a written rule anywhere, but it is said by the previous acharyas that ideally you should go and stay in Mathura. Mathura means Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwarka, any place, Jagannath Puri, Mayapur, any place where Krishna's pastimes are happening. So ideally you should go and stay there. But practically it may not be possible for some people. Then what has to be done? If that is not to be, that it cannot be happened, that cannot be done, then at least you should go and visit the temple of Krishna in your city every day in Kartika. Now again, sometimes it is highly impractical to visit the temple every day. Then in that case, what is to be done? At least visit the temple on every Sundays, which we say, Sunday feast program. So go on every Sundays and take darshan of the Lord and do some spiritual activities over there. Even if suppose some person is sick, cannot go even on Sundays, then what has to be done? At least worship the deities at your home. Now somebody will say, I don't have deities at my home also. At least worship the photographs. Photographs are also having equivalent potency as the deities. So worship the photographs of the Lord. Somebody will say, I cannot even do that. I'm bedridden. At least in your mind, think about the Lord. Think as if you are in the dham. May take yourself with your mind into the dham and serve the Lord over. So always we have seen that the Lord is so merciful that if you cannot perform this, he brings his standard to a lower thing. If he cannot perform this, he brings his standards even to the lower, even to the lower, even to the lower, according to one's particular capacity. But something or the other you should do in the month of Kartika. Ideally, if it is possible for you to go and visit some dham in the month of Kartik, you should surely do it. Then you should not find any excuse of not going to the dham. Oh, it is said that I can sit at home and worship. So why to unnecessarily go? No, that is not, should not be the intention of your bhakti. Yeah. So you should try to do the maximum. You can only come down in case of some unavoidable situation. So ideally, you should go to some dham and take the blessings of the Lord there, serve the Lord in the month of Kartika. And it is also said in the second paragraph, we have seen that the Lord may offer liberation or material happiness to the devotee. But what happens? The devotee may go to that particular dham with the intention of getting liberated, with the intention of getting some material happiness. But as soon as the devotee goes to that particular place, offers some devotional service, Krishna offers so much mercy on that person that he no more desires to have any sort of liberation. So what happens? He only desires to have more devotional service of the Lord. So ultimately, we should desire to have more devotional service, and we should not desire for any sort of rewards, any sort of benefits of doing that devotional service. Oh, I am going to Mathura, I should get such and such benefit. No. Ahaituki, there should be no desire for serving the Lord. Okay, and one more paragraph related to this. The purport is that of all this, what Prabhupada has told, the Lord does not award devotional service to any ordinary person who are not serious about it. Actually, Lord is yathamam prapadyante, no? How much you are performing, similarly he will reciprocate. So who are not performing devotional service, he will not award any benefits to him. But still, even such unserious person who executes some devotional service according to the regulative principles during the month of Kartik, and within the jurisdiction of Mathura, he goes to the dham and performs some service, are easily awarded the Lord's personal service. Lord is so merciful that even though that is a non-devotee, he is not performing any devotional service regularly, still the Lord is going to offer some benefits to him. That is the power of worshipping the Lord in the month of Kartika. Okay, let us go ahead to the next limb of devotional service.
I have a
Yes,
small
Prabhuji.
question.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
I have
Yes,
a small question. If we are not able to do dham vas and neither like deity worship, can we worship Tulsi every day? Tulsi worship is okay instead of deity worship?
Yes, Prabhuji. Tulsi worship is okay. Even if you cannot worship Tulsi, just say Hare Krishna Mantra. Say, just do your japa. That is also sufficient. But what I said is that, and what the acharyas are telling is that, don't go for the lowest thing. Lower, lower, lower. Tulsi worship has to be done every day, whether it is Kartik or non-Kartik. Yeah. But if you can go to the dham and say yes, you should go and stay there in the month of Kartik. Yeah, Tulsi worship has to be anyhow done every day.
Okay.
Tulsi Maharani is Bhakti Pradayini. Yeah, so she will increase our devotion in our heart. Yes, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
In Kartik month, how many days we have to stay in Dhams, Mataji? At least?
According to one's capacity, Prabhuji. If you can
Okay.
stay for the entire month, well and good. If you cannot go, if you are working, some people are working, they cannot go for the entire month. They can even go for 8 days. You can even go for 1 day, if whatever is possible, according to one's physical situation. Prabhuji.
Convenience and
Not convenience, Prabhuji. It is about the situation. If we see our convenience, we will never come out of our comfort zone. It will never be convenient to go and stay in Mathura or Vrindavan, right?
Okay,
Not,
okay,
not
Mataji.
according to the convenience, but our capacity or our physical situation. Because we
Okay,
all are serving, we are in the Kali Yuga. So we are bound by our jobs, our responsibilities. So taking all these things into consideration, maximum thing you should do in the month of Kartik.
Okay, Mataji. Hare
Let
Krishna.
us go to the next.
My one more small question is like, is it necessary to go in the month of Kartik? Because many say that in the month of Kartik the dhams get means like crowded. So in other months we can go to these dhams.
You
like,
can go anytime into the dham. That is, it is the doors are never closed, right? The entire year you can get any time, go anytime. You will always get the benefit. But if you go in the month of Kartik, you will get 1,000 times more benefit. That is the only thing. Yeah. Okay. Let us go to the next principle. Medhavini Mataji, would you like to read this?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams,
Hare.
Mataji. Principle 59, observing festivals, celebrating the Lord's activities. अतः श्रीजन्मदिनयात्रा यथा भविष्योत्तरे यस्मिन् दिने प्रसूतेयं देवकी त्वां जनार्दन तद्दिनं ब्रूहि वैकुण्ठ कूर्मस्ते तत्र चोत्सवं तेन सम्यक् प्रपन्नानां प्रसादं कुरु केशवः.
You have to read the translation. I'll just tell about this. Janma Dine Yatra. So why we should celebrate the Janmashtami and even the other festivals of the Lord, and how we should celebrate the Janmashtami. That is the thing. Yes, please read this, Mataji. This is what Prabhupada has written about this particular verse.
By Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the Bhavishya Purana, there is a statement about observing different ceremonies celebrating the Lord's appearance, birthday, and other transcendental activities. It is said, "My Lord Janardana, Krishna, please let us know the date when your mother Devaki Devi gave birth to you. If you kindly inform us about this, then we shall observe a great celebration on this date. O killer of Keshi, we are souls 100% surrendered unto your lotus feet, and we wish only to please you with our ceremonies." This statement of the Bhavishya Purana gives evidence that by observing different functions in relationship with the Lord, one is sure to become pleasing to the Lord. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, yes, in the Bhavishya Puran, the devotees are asking the Lord, please let us know, please inform us about your date of birth. Yeah, the day when Mother Devaki gave you birth. And why do we want this in details? Because our only intention is to please you. So why should we observe Janmashtami? Should there be any other motive behind celebration of Janmashtami? Oh, I want to see how opulent I can make. I want to show it to others how grand celebration I can do for Janmashtami. I want to, this time, last year, I invited 11 families. This time, I want to invite more than 108 families. I will show how much this particular Janmashtami means to me. So when that me factor is coming, when you are performing Janmashtami for any self-motivated benefit, yeah, that is not pleasing to the Lord. When it will be pleasing to the Lord, the devotees are saying, "Oh, killer of Keshi, we are souls 100% surrendered unto you, and we wish to only please you by ourselves." So why are we celebrating these ceremonies? To please Lord Krishna. There should not be any other motivation behind it. So why are these temples, different places, they are showcasing it so much, right? There are they're decorating the temples in such a grand way. So many flowers, so many devotees are doing so much celebration, so many events are happening. So many people are invited to do abhishekam. So many people are having prasadam, free prasadam over there. So many cultural activities are happening, dances and songs and this and that. Everything is happening for Janmashtami. Why are they doing it? So when it comes to temples, first thing is that they want to attract people. This is the secondary cause actually. First cause is the same, that we want to please the Lord. So the more we decorate, the more Lord will be pleased. See, when your child, when you are not doing anything for his birthday, the same day, the same hall, the same room, the same menu is there, sabji, roti, dal, chawal, bas. the child is not pleased. But, oh, today is my child's birthday. I will invite his friends. I will make a cake. I will prepare some new items which he likes. I will decorate my house. Happy birthday to you. First birthday, second birthday, 10th birthday, whatever it is. So we decorate the house. We invite the friends. And that day, that child is so blissful. He's very, very happy with you. Similarly, when we decorate the temples, when we are inviting the Lord's devotees, when we are even inviting the non-devotees of the Lord is very, 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 very pleased with us. So the more decoration we do, the more nicely we can celebrate, the more he gets pleased. But that doesn't mean that we should go out of our capacity. Naturally, the first previous itself, that is why in the 57th limb, it is already tell that celebrate according to your own capacity. Yeah. Once we had seen that one example also, no, that the law, when king is there, everybody is bringing some gifts for that king, and he sends his servant, okay, collect that gift from him, collect that gift from him. But once old lady comes, she brings a half cut pomegranate, and the king himself comes down to his throne and accepts that half pomegranate from the lady. And when he is asked why this thing happened, that other so many big gifts, you did not come down from your throne to accept those gifts. So the Lord, that king says, these all people who gave me this big gifts, they had the capacity of giving this much, but they gave me this. But this lady, she only had half pomegranate in her home, and she gave it entirely to me. And that's why I'm so much happy with her. I personally came down to accept that. So yeah, so whatever is your capacity, you should perform it to that capacity. That becomes the grand celebration, right? So this is a primary primary reason for celebrating Janmashtami in a grand way. The second reason, which I was telling, secondary reasons to invite people, to attract new people to the temples, so that they come, they get attracted by Krishna. Because they don't know the mercy of Krishna. Once they come to the temple, they become attached to the temple. They accept the devotional life. They start worshipping Krishna. They start their bhakti in that through this such activities. Therefore, that is a secondary cause, secondary reason for celebrating the ceremonies of Lord Krishna. But our intention from inside is to what? Just to please Lord Krishna. And this statement of Bhavishya Puran gives evidence that observing different functions in relationship with the Lord is sure, with the Lord, one is sure to become pleasing to the Lord. So, person who observes this, who celebrates this in this way, so that way, Lord is pleased with. So this second, one more evidence from the songs Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written. Just now in the beginning of the session, we sang the song Shuddha Bhakata Charane Renu. In that, the second stanza says, Madhava Tithi Bhakti Janani, Chetane Palana Kori. Madhava Tithi is what? It is Bhakti Janani, gives Bhakti. Krishna Basati, Basati Boli, Parama Adare Boli. The holy days like Ekadashi, Janmashtami, and are the mother of devotion, Bhakti Janani. They sprout the seed of bhakti in our heart. It is there, but it gets sprouted by what? Performing all these tithis, by following all these tithis, celebrating Ekadashi, celebrating Janmashtami, and all those things. For those devotees who respect them, let the holy places of Krishna's pastime be my places of worship and bless me. Krishna basati bore, parama adare kori. So whenever you are following this particular different activities, Krishna gets pleased. And just as we said, why to follow Janmashtami? There are two reasons. Why did the Lord appear in this world? First of all, Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam. So three reasons. First is Paritranaya sadhunam. This is the main core reason, primary reason of the Lord's appearance to Paritranaya sadhunam. Those who are, just as it is said in this page, let the for those who are devotees who respect them, those who are devotees of the Lord, to save them from Maya, to save them from the negative things which are happening around. Lord himself comes, Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam. And then the secondary reason is that he wants to punish the miscreants. Just a minute, I need to just put a plug in my laptop. Just a moment, please. Yeah. And the third is to re-establish the principles of religion. So, but main this thing for Krishna's appearance is the paritranaya sadhuna, to save all his devotees from the clutches of Maya. And that is why the devotees are very eager, because Krishna is doing so much for them. They want to reciprocate with Krishna also, and they want to serve the Lord more and more for pleasing him. Okay, that is why we should celebrate Janmashtami in the way we can celebrate, to the highest way we can celebrate. Okay.
Even
Next.
one more reason, Janma
Yeah.
Karma Chame Divyam, यो न जानती तत्वतः पुनर्जन्म iti naiti swarjana, means Krishna says that my this birth is divine. So one who celebrates my birth, like he never takes birth again. So
Yes.
also we celebrate.
Again, that is a haituki. But if you are celebrating it for not getting birth again then that is not a haituki. Yeah. So janma karma cha me divam evam yo vetti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. Mameti suarjana. No, that my devotee will never take back birth, but that person should be a devotee of the Lord. If he is serving the Lord just as not to come back to this world, again he has some personal intentions. That is not going to help. So our complete activities, even celebration, should be ahaituki. That is the main thing. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes. Next is principle 60, serving the deity with great devotion. Let us see what he has to say. Please raise your hand to read. Somebody wants to read this? We have 27 participants. Please raise your
Shelly
hand.
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. I don't know who has. Yes, Prasanti Mataji.
Prashanti Mataji. I have already read Mataji. If anybody, no one is there, I will read Mataji.
Yeah, please read Mataji.
Okay. Yeah. अतः श्रीमूर्तेर अंग्री सेवने प्रीतिः यथा आदि पुराणे मम नाम सदा ग्राही मम सेव प्रियः सदा भक्तिस्तस्मै प्रदातव्या न तु मुक्तिः कदाचन. Sorry, Mataji. Principle 60, serving the deity with great devotion. I forgot to read that.
Thank you so much, Mataji. You read it so well. Yes, please read from the Veda base what Prabhupada is saying.
Yeah. Veda base, it is said in the Adi Purana, a person who is constantly engaged in chanting the holy name and who feels transcendental pleasure being engaged in devotional service is certainly awarded the facilities of devotional service and is never given just mukti, liberation. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Tamil Pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. So, atha Shri Murterangri Sevana Pritihi. To serve the deity of the Lord, Sevane Pritihi, with love. Seva, do the seva, Pritihi, with love. So, with complete devotion, with complete love, we should serve the deities of the Lord. Now, deity worship. In short, this is all about deity worship. Now, deity worship, if we want to take discussion about deity worship, not even 4 or 5 classes are sufficient. So we are not going to enter into the deep inside of deity worship, but at least something that we can always do. Even with some small instructions, we can follow some rules and regulations to perform deity worship. Yeah. So first of all, a person who is constantly engaged in chanting the holy name, who feels transcendental pleasure being engaged in devotional service, is certainly awarded the facilities of devotional service and is never given just mukti. So first of all, again, deity worship should not be performed with the intention of getting liberation. Yeah, because in many places it is said that when you do deity worship, the person who does deity worship, he gets mukti. He is liberated. He is one of the 5 types of muktis. But we should not, our intention should not be even to have mukti. So what should be our intention? It is to constantly getting engaged in the loving devotional service of the Lord. So there are 2 rails of devotional service. One is following the regulative principles, chanting, association, reading books, eating prasad. And the second comes as that is Pancharatrika Vid, that is deity worship. Yeah. So when these two are the rails of the railway. Okay. So if you are just doing chanting, you are just doing reading, you are just eating prasad, you are just traveling on one rail. the other side of the rail, it is not getting, so you cannot go ahead. You cannot make progress in your devotional life. So what is required along with chanting and ABCD of the and the 4 regulative principles of the bhakti, you should also do your deity worship. Okay. Now, what are the ways of doing deity worship? Now, if you are doing deity worship in the temple, now there are strict rules. For some temples, it is like you should be second initiated, and so many rules are there. Okay. But when you do deity worship at home, these rules are a little bit eased out for us to perform deity worship, right? So when we perform deity worship, or even in temple, suppose I am a person who is not allowed to do direct deity worship in the temple. What is the way I can do deity worship in the temple? There are many indirect ways of doing deity worship also, like stitching the clothes for the deities, yeah, like making ornaments for the deities, like bringing some fruits and the raw materials for the deities. These also are part of deity worship if you are not able to directly, practically, physically go and touch the Archa Vigraha. Okay. But if you are able to do that, if your seniors are allowing to do that, if your guru, if your Shiksha Guru, if your Diksha Guru, they are allowing you to do that, you should do the deity worship. Now it is seen that many devotees, they bring Archa Vigraha at home. Yes, so many people have Gaurnita at home, Jagannath Ji is there. If nothing, at least they have Laddu Gopal and they are serving those deities. What happens is, as the time passes, they bring these deities very enthusiastically. They are very eager. That faith is that intention is there, that desire is there to serve the Lord, to serve the deities. And we take permission from our seniors and we bring the deities at home. First thing, you should not bring the deities without the permission of the seniors. Yeah, we should always do the things in Guru Shishya Parampara. So you should take permission from your seniors and then only you should bring the deities at home. Okay, so if we consider that it is done. So what happens is, initially very enthusiastically the devotees bring the deities at home. But as time passes, the worship of those deities becomes just a ritual, just a mundane activity, just a mechanical process. Oh, every morning I have to do Aarti. Okay. Now first you used to take half an hour to do Aarti. Now within 15 minutes your Aarti is over. Giving the excuse that I have an office, I have this work, I have that work, I don't have time to do my morning program. So this happens gradually, but this shouldn't happen. So whenever you want to serve the deities, you should be fully confident that the way I am doing deity worship in the first day, the same I will continue for the entire lifetime. Okay. So because the deities are spiritual, bringing a Vigraha at home is a spiritual activity. It is not just like bringing some murti from a gift shop and just keeping it in the shelf. No, it is not like that. When you bring Archa Vigraha, they are completely spiritual. Therefore, the mercy of Krishna flows through the Archa Vigraha. And that is why when we are serving the deities, it should be done with complete affection, complete devotion. And then only the mercy will flow from the deities through us. Okay, so that is the point I wanted to mention about deity worship.
Mataji, can I ask you a question?
Okay. Mataji, can you just read and then you can...
Yeah, okay. Okay, Mataji, yeah. No problem.
Yes, please read. Please note, whenever I'm saying Veda base, it means because I'm copying it from the Veda base, I blankly wrote it Veda base. It means from Nectar of Devotion. So what Prabhupada's book is there? Yeah. Okay, please read. Sorry. Okay, I'll read. Mukti means liberation from material contamination. Sorry, I am unable. When liberated, one does not have to take birth again in the material world. Mukti means liberation. So, deity worship many people do for obtaining liberation. The impersonalist desire to merge into the spiritual existence, Ayuja Mukti, at the to end their individual existence. But according to Srimad Bhagavatam, Mukti is only the beginning of one's becoming situated in his normal condition. Mukti is not the end of, not the destination. It is the beginning. After Mukti, even if you get some Mukti, you go to Bhagavad Dham and stay with the Lord in the Vaikuntha, then your service starts from there. You cannot say that, okay, now I am liberated, I don't have to do anything. No, you are in personal association of Krishna, you have to serve more. So it is just the beginning. Mukti is only the beginning of one's becoming situated in his normal condition. The normal condition of every living entity is to be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. This should be our intention, to get engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. From the statement of the Adi Purana, it appears that a devotee is satisfied simply by being engaged in devotional service. The devotee doesn't want anything else than devotional service. He does not aspire for any liberation from material condition life. In other words, anyone who is engaged in devotional service is not in the material condition of life, although he may appear. So, though we appear a person who is completely engrossed in doing deity worship, in any devotional service of the Lord, we may feel that this person is in this material world, but he is already situated in the spiritual world. He is already serving the Lord. Yeah. In the Jaiva Dharma, again by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Raghunath Das Babaji answers to this question: how the deity should be worshipped? What is the way of doing that? So he says, when performing deity worship service, the devotee must always remain enthusiastic from beginning to the end. Just as I said, enthusiastically bringing deities, but then giving up the deity worship properly, it is not the correct approach of doing so. And maintain a loving attitude towards the Lord. A sincere soul is not bestowed the pathetic or worthless gift of impersonal liberation. The person who is sincere is not given impersonal liberation, but is rewarded with the priceless transcendental gem of bhakti by the Supreme Lord. He doesn't, Krishna will not give him liberation, he will give him bhakti. So whether he is in this world, whether he is in the spiritual world, whether he is in the hell, whether he is in any of the planets, yes, what will he do? He will just do Krishna bhakti. He doesn't want anything else from the Lord. Okay, same thing is explained by Srila Prabhupada in one of his lectures. Because of short of time, let us not read that. Let us go to the next limb of devotion. Mataji, I'll take your question at the last. Please remember your question or please note down your question, because we are running a little short of time. This is the last of today's session. Yes, Medavini Mataji, please read.
Can I, Mataji?
Okay,
Mataji.
Who is this? No problem. Read, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Go ahead. Yeah.
Principle 61, recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam among devotees. 61. Ata Srimad Bhagavatā Swadhoyatam. Pratame 1.1.3 Nigamakalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukhamukadam Ritadrava Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. 1.2.2.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
Mataji.
please read the translation also. This is for the shloka from Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, third verse. The same shloka Srila Rupa Goswami is quoting in his Bhakti Rasamrita Singh for the importance of reading Srimad Bhagavatam along with the devotees. This is a very important section. If Medavini or Mataji will give me permission, I'll take it 10 minutes extra to complete the, because whatever Prabhupada has told in this, in the Nectar of Devotion, is very, very important from the point of view of reading Bhagavatam daily.
Yes, Mataji, we can go up till 12:15, and then if you devotees have questions, then we can probably message you or something like that.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah, please, Mataji, read this translation of this shloka.
Okay, ma'am. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O expert and thoughtful men, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Shuka Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. This is the translation. We will read in detail about this in the purport. Okay, so let us go. Now, all these points are from the Vedabase. Due to short of time, I will read and explain also. So there are whatever is important point to be noted in our mind, I have just underlined it as well as bold-faced it, right? So please remember these points very clearly. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the desired, this is all from the Nectar of Devotion itself. Srimad Bhagavatam is the desired tree of Vedic wisdom. So we, all the Vaishnavas, we take the shelter of Vedas or the Vedic scriptures. So this is the desire tree of whatever we desire from the Vedas, everything is available in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, we should read it daily. Vedam itself means the aggregate of knowledge. Veda means what? Complete storehouse of knowledge. And whatever knowledge is required for human society is perfectly presented in Srimad Bhagavatam. So you need not go to this Veda, this Upanishad. Everything, whatever is required, whatever questions you have about your spiritual life, everything you will find in Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, it is a desire to you. Just think, I want to have some information or some knowledge about this and this particular thing. It is available in Srimad Bhagavatam in any of the 12 cantos. There are different branches of knowledge in Vedic writings, including sociology, politics, medicine, military art, and all these and other branches of knowledge are perfectly described in the Vedas, ultimately in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, as far as spiritual knowledge is concerned, that is also perfectly described there. And Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be the ripened fruit of this desire-fulfilling tree of the Vedas. So, it is a Nigama Kalpataru. Galitam Phalam. Galitam Phalam means what? The ripened fruit of all the Vedic knowledge. So, a tree is honored by the production of its fruit. For example, a mango tree is considered very valuable because it produces the king of all fruits. When the mango fruit becomes ripened, it is greatest gift to that tree. Yeah, ripened mango and raw mango. What we can relish more? We can always relish the sweet nectar of the ripened mango. So that is the Galitam Phalam, the ripened fruit of all the Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam. When the mango fruits become ripened, it is the greatest gift. And Srimad Bhagavatam is similarly held to be the ripened fruit of the Vedic tree. So first thing is that Srimad Bhagavatam is the desired tree of all the Vedic wisdom. And in that also, it is considered as the ripened fruit. Okay. And as ripened fruit becomes more relishable when first touched by the beak of parrot. So the guava, we know the example of guava. Guava are very sweet. But which guava is more sweet? Whichever is touched by the beak of the parrot. So, in the same way, Srimad Bhagavatam has become more relishable by being delivered through the transcendental mouth of Shukadev Goswami. Because Shukadev Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, this Srimad Bhagavatam has even become more relishable, more sweet. See how nicely Prabhupada is presenting the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam should be received in the disciplic. This also is a very important point. It should be received in disciplic succession without any breakage. So you should hear Srimad Bhagavatam only from the authorized speaker, the person who is coming in Guru Shishya Parampara in the disciplic succession. We should never go to the person who is delivering Srimad Bhagavatam only for the sake of gaining some monetary benefit. Okay. So many times we see Bhagavad Katha, 7-day Bhagavad Gita, 500 rupees per seat. So why are they collecting 500 rupees for giving out the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam? It is not required, it is not necessary. Okay, so you should only go, even if somebody is giving it free, but that person, if he is not coming in the disciplic succession, you should not hear Srimad Bhagavatam from him, because whatever you will receive, it will not be the Galitam Phalam. It will not be the ripened fruit of Bhagavatam. It will just be some speculative understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, you should only hear it from the authorized source. Okay. When a ripened fruit comes from the upper part of the tree onto the ground. Now, if the ripened fruit, a mango, is on the tallest branch of the tree, if that fruit falls down, what will happen? A ripened mango falling from the topmost branch onto the ground, what will happen? It will break. All the nectar, all the juice will be spread on the ground and nothing can be gained from that particular mango, right? But if that mango from the upper branch is falling on the lower branch slowly, from there it is falling on the lower branch, from there it is falling on the lower branch, and on the ground it's coming from the lowest branch, that mango will not get broken. It will softly come and lay down on the ground and you can pick it up and relish it. So similarly, that same example is given here. When a ripened fruit comes from the upper part of the tree onto the ground, by the process of being handed down from a higher branch to a lower branch by persons in the tree, the fruit does not break. Srimad Bhagavatam, when received in the Parampara system or disciplic succession, will likewise remain unbroken. There will be no harm to the fruits of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that the disciplic succession or parampara is the way of receiving transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge must come down through the disciplic succession. through authorized persons who know the real purpose of the Shastras. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also giving the same thing. You should hear it from Guru Shishya Parampara. And Srimad Bhagavatam is relishable even by a liberated person. When you hear Bhagavatam from the liberated person, this ripened fruit becomes even more sweeter, just like when it comes from Shukadev Goswami. That is what is mentioned here. Okay, and then yeah, and some reference from the Shastras are also given. From the some points from Srimad Bhagavatam are also.
It's a running commentary on Vyasadev's Vedanta Sutra, and it is Amala Puran, Bhagavatam.
Amala Puran, yes.
Yes. And
yes,
running commentary on Vyasadev's Vedanta Sutra.
Yeah, that is also mentioned in the last paragraph, which we actually did not read because of short of time. Yes. Okay, so I will like to take a pause over here. If anybody has any doubts, questions. Mataji had one question. Mataji, you can ask. We can give 5 minutes more for that.
Mataji, this about this deity worship. They say actually when you bring deity at home, we should do prana pratishtha.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama, Hare Hare.
Hello. So then
yes.
I asked one Maharaj. There was a question answer session. He said, if you have been worshipping the deity, at home, over the period of time, it automatically gets prana pratishtha. What is it, right, Mataji? Can you comment on that?
No, Mataji, I'm not aware of this statement. But if Maharaj has told, it must be true. So I'm not sure about this statement. Usually, yes, we do proper
Maharaj.
welcoming.
Pritu Maharaj said that.
Yeah. Then if Maharaj has told, it has to be true. Because ultimately, when you are continuously serving the deity, see, if you bring some deity, or you can say one murti just, and keep it in the showcase.
Yeah, that is
it
not
not
right.
being worshipped. It will always remain a murti, an idol, right?
Yes.
But when it comes to your altar, when it is being continuously worshipped, naturally, that potency of the Lord, that mercy of the Lord will come to the Vigraha and it will flow towards you.
Yes, because Mataji, I got this Gauranitai from my Shiksha Guru, but she gave it to us, about 3-4 students in the class. So she said, you can worship, keep in the mandir. But that time we were new, so means not very new, but then she never told us that it has to be done with this prana pratishtha by Guru Maharaj or somebody. But then we kept on worshipping. Over the years, I've been worshipping. So I asked this question from Kritu Maharaj, one fine day. Then he said that. He said, if you have been worshipping from the beginning, then automatically the prana will come in that. So it's okay. You continue like that.
Midavani Mataji, do you want to comment something on this? Because I'm not sure what I'm telling is correct.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I mean, I'm not correcting or anything, Mataji, but I asked this question to my Guru Maharaj because my Gaurneta deities, like when my grandmother passed away, when my mother was clearing the Godrej, that time she got this Gaurneta deities wrapped in a cloth. So at that time I was not initiated also. I just started I was in Kuala Lumpur, not even initiated at that time, but of course, because we were the only people who were doing at that time, so my mother gave the deities to me. We had actually taken to Kuala Lumpur, started worshipping and all that, because I also did not know whom to ask, what to ask. But I've seen devotees worshipping, and I had the desire, so I used to just see how they are decorating, and like that I started. But later on, I asked my Guru Maharaj on the online platform. So Guru Maharaj said, he said to worship Gaurneta deities, you simply they are a practice deities. Gaurneta deities are practice deities. That means if you simply do Harinam Sankirtan in the home, they'll be very pleased. And then he said, we have Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Gaurneta and Laddu Gopal. All of them are my grandmother's deities. They've just passed on to me. I have not got. So when I asked Guru Maharaj regarding Laddu Gopal, he said, just offer them nice fruits and nice milk. They'll be happy. And for Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, he said, offer maximum opulent food, whatever you can cook nicely and offer, because they'll be pleased by that. But Gaurneta deities, he said, just simply chant and dance in front of them, sing and dance in front of them, then they'll be pleased. And also, I heard from senior devotees that prana pratishtha, that process is done mainly in temples. In home worship, when we have Gaurneta deities, that is not actually required. But what is more required is, we call devotees regularly senior devotees to give katha. Like in Damodar month, we call our Siksha Gurus and other senior devotees to come home and give class where we invite, other devotees, like new people and all to come. Then whenever such program happens, automatically the deities are pleased and they will shower benediction to us. And how do we know that we are getting benediction? If we get more and more opportunities to serve, then we can be sure that the lordships are pleased, because service opportunity comes only when the deities are pleased. So this is what I heard. I just wanted to share, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So lovely, very nice.
Okay, one
Very
small
nice
question.
To what
In the
Medhavini Mataji has told just now, that Prana Pratishtha, first of all, it is usually done in only temples.
Okay.
Because the main reason behind that is that the seriousness of deity worship, following all the mantras, following all the process of deity worship.
Yes.
Yeah, every worship, from morning, from waking them up to the time you make them to sleep, there are so many mantras to be chanted. There is a specific process to be observed, which we are not able to do at home. Yeah, that
Yes,
is why
Mataji.
usually they indicate that you should not do prana pratishtha. So what we do, but when we bring new deities home, yes, just as Mataji said, we invite all the great devotees, and in the presence of great devotees, senior devotees, we do abhishekam at home and start. Then after that, we start worshipping the deities. That is our usual process. But what Mataji was asking, that she is already worshipping them from so many days. So now again, if something has to be done, so Mataji, no, now you can just continue worshipping them. Do regular abhishek, do regular various programs, call the devotees at home, and you can continue your worship.
Yes, Mataji, because at that time I was also new. I was also very fascinated with the deities. I wanted to keep in my house. That's why and I was not initiated also at that time. I didn't even have a guru. I was only having the Shiksha Guru.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's
Okay,
very
one small
clear now,
question.
Mataji.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you,
one
Mataji.
small
Yes,
question.
Virendra Prabhu,
In the
please go
lecture, you
ahead.
said that in the lecture, you said ABCD, that is association, book reading, chanting, and diet. So even if we do that one anga, that one railing, so is it necessary to do deity worship at home? Because you said that we should do both the things, because I'm not able to
Yes.
install deities and all the
Yes,
paraphernalia,
deity
dress
worship, as
them.
I told, deity worship has many different categories. If you are not able to bring the deities at home, you can just keep photographs. Yes, and worshipping there are so many types of deities. 8 types of deities are there. It is made of wood, it is made of clay, it is made of metal, it is made of colors. So this, when we put pictures in the altar, what happens? We are actually inviting the deities made of colors. So we should worship in the form of photos. So you should not say that I cannot even keep photos in my house, because we are practicing devotees, right? We are doing sadhana.
Personal form of God. Yes.
No, personal form, even that manifest, the deities will manifest in their form in the photos also. So it's not necessary. I'm not saying doing deity worship means installing deities at home. That is not the point. You may not have deities at home, but at least you can have the photos. If at all somebody says that I cannot even have photos, manasik vigraha, this is also one type of deity. So you should worship the Lord in your mind. Yeah, worship, offer food. Otherwise, see, when we say ABCD, what is the D? Diet means prasad. How will you eat prasad if you are not offering prasad? Where will you offer prasad? How will you offer bhoga? Only when there is some form of deity at your home. So if not vigraha, you can even have photos. Yeah. So those who don't have vigraha, they keep photos of Gaurnitai, photo of Radha Krishna, photo of Jagannath Ji. They offer their food there. Then they take prasad. So,
That I have. Okay.
Yeah, everybody.
Okay,
This is for general. Yeah. So it's not that deity worship means only bringing metal vigrahas and placing them in the altar. Even having photos is also sufficient. But that process has to be done. You should do aarti for them. You should offer flowers for them. Yeah. You should offer bhoga for them. These things also come in the deity worship. Okay, Praji? Yes. Any other
Okay, thank you.
question?
Mataji, what is A and B, Mataji? C and D is chanting and
Association
devotion.
and book distribution. Association, you should regularly be in association with the devotees.
Okay,
You should be in association in the temple. You should invite them at home. You should have regular Zoom classes like this. Anyhow or the other, you should be in association with the devotees.
Okay,
And
Mataji,
second is
thank you
book
so
reading.
much.
You should always read Prabhupada books related to Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful class, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll stop
Thanks
here
for your-
because it's already 12:20 now. So
Yeah.
we'll see you in the next session.
It's worth
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय प्रभुपाद की जय उपस्थित गौर भक्तवृंद की जय यस माता जी यू आर सेइंग समथिंग
Yeah, Siddharani Mataji ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
हरे कृष्णा
Jai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
हरि हरि
So we
Hari
meet
Bol.
tomorrow and at 10:55 a.m. and then we continue our deep dive into the nectar of devotion by His Divine Grace Abhichurana Aravind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, dear devotees.
Thank you,
Dandavat pranam.
Mataji. Wonderful
Thank you,
class.
Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you,
Dandavat
Mataji.
pranam.
Thank you, Medhavani Mataji,
Thank you.
for the wonderful explanation on deity worship.
Sitarani Mataji, with your permission, can I end this meeting, Mataji?